Good afternoon. It is 12:30, and welcome to your Jeff Ed session with me, Johno. Sorry, I've been on camera a lot today. How's everyone feeling today? Guys, this is going to be an opportunity for you to ask direct questions of anything you've been struggling with. I'm going to start talking through a few direct principles of what we're trying to achieve and how to keep you on track. So I look forward to joining you shortly. So, guys, how is everyone feeling? I'm just bringing up. I just want to bring up my feed just so I can shield my questions. So I'm just struggling to bring it up a bit. Um, so these Jeff Ed sessions are really uh, interesting to note about things that you're struggling with. I mean, yesterday we had an incredible Jeff Ed session with Adidas and what shoes to be wearing, what to pick. Should I be wearing this in a Jeff Together session? Should I be wearing running shoes, cross trainers? Which is the best to do? And today's session is just about opening up for you guys to ask questions, to shield questions. I'm going to be talking about our principles of how we build our programming, um, and the whole objection of of getting through a cycle of training. Um, what we don't know is what the outcome is going to be, but what we can do is we can control the controllables. And those principles are with regards to, as an individual, you can control your training and you can control your nutrition. Now, there are so many training regimes, training live videos now. You can see it is the new normal. You've had the traditional bricks and mortar gyms that are now venturing into this space where we've been for over 2 years now. Um, and everyone's trying to get a little piece of the pie. And it's not about having a piece of the pie for me. It's about just giving people hope. It's about giving people proper structure and giving them key fundamentals. I mean, one of our Jeff legends, Sam, came in earlier and he said he popped to the physio because Sam's been focusing on his major muscle groups and he hasn't his pillars that he's been forgetting about, Ollie. It's like his stabilizers, like the underlying muscles, which constantly need to be reinforced all the time in structured work. And it really resonated with me because it's a common mistake that a lot of people are making at the moment. Um, people are people like to do what they want to do when it comes to fitness, but they don't want to do the hard work. So, for example, um, we have asked our customers who scream out for stretching, mobility, movement, and we provide Jeff Flow for them, which is incredible for that aspect. But people don't want to slow down and do those sort of parameters. Um, I always liken it to a kid who's like my children. When I give them vegetables at night, they don't want to eat the vegetables because it's the hard stuff to do, and they don't like it. They want the nice stuff. We all want the nice stuff. It's been brought in our DNA. We want to go and do one of these electrode 20-minute workouts once a week because it's easy and it's simple and and they say effective. It's not, but um, we're not prepared as human beings to go out there and do the hard work. And that's what's interesting for me. So we, especially with our one-on-one program, we have designed that aspect where there's a stepping stone. You've got to do the work in order to get the results. Not forget everything else that you've always done before and put that to the side and trust the system and trust that that platform. With regards to a one-on-one program, which I'm finding super interesting, we starting to film out those questions, those video format like it is we're doing in the live scenario, and to be so you can see it, and the coaches doing it with me, and the people behind me doing it with me. They can see how effective the workouts are. It's like this morning we shot a couple 36 minutes, super effective, on time, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and it was just golden. And the workout is so good, but you just need to trust the system. And that's the most important thing. Trust the system, as Tim says. Um, and you know, and we as individuals don't like to trust. We always know better. Always know better. Everyone always knows better. Um, so, you know, for me, going through the filming of these videos just shows how exponentially the results are just going to increase because people can put it up on their TV in the one-on-one fashion, focus on the platform they have to build through, and just trust that system. We've got a few people here who are lining up. Trust the system, having worked on a job for so long, 100% back him in his process. Thank you so much. Tara Lane and Mortlock, good morning, super. Yes, it is all about trusting the system and the process and building through that process and building the foundation. I will be forever strong on that principle that you have to have a process and you have to have a system. You'll find with our Jeff Together sessions, which are live, there are always, Monday, there's always a theme to every single day. Week 1 for the month is all about assessment and setting goals. So subconsciously, you're in a strong mindset to form out for the rest of the month. Week 2 is about getting to the end of week 2. We build and we flow through with really dynamic different sessions. So you hit the halfway mark and you go, right, 2 weeks down, 2 to go. What do I need to reassess? We get to the end of week 3, we have a specialized challenge like we're doing at the end of next week, which is going to be our run, which is going to be 67 minutes of incredible running and guided. Then we aim to end week 4 for what purpose? Assessment. So we can take pictures again, so we can measure, we can see what we've done, how many sessions we've done over the month, what we've done to improve, how many days we've eaten correctly for 5.5 days, and keep a monthly rhythm. A monthly rhythm is the most important thing to keep. If we can keep a monthly rhythm to date, we will increase frequency. Now, frequency is the key to everything. We have convenience, which we've given you. We've given you a system you can use at home. We've given you connection, where we connect with you, we engage with our community, and your community engages together, which is super interesting and super amazing. But the only thing that is going to get a result is the frequency of exercise, the intensity of exercise, and the consistency of the nutrition, hands down. And if you don't stick to that, you can blame all you want. Okay, but if you're not going to stick to those systems and trust those processes, you're never going to get anything out of that. Catherine Hermans. Catherine, the incredible Catherine. Trust the system and listen to your coach. My results have been unbelievable and never expected to feel human again. Catherine, you are absolutely superhuman. You are an amazing human being. So, just got a question here for the 5.5 days out of 7, why it's so effective. So, nutrition for everyone, so I'm just putting my tea down, is probably the cornerstone, and educating yourself to eat correctly. People either see it as black and white, eating correctly or not eating correctly. There's no middle sustainability. And if we had to live in a world where we had sustainability and a middleman, it would be so much simpler. And that's what the 5.5 days out of 7 system comes into play. We as humans, we normally traditionally have a very bad weekend. We wake up with a massive loser complex on a Monday, and then we go, right, this is the day. Monday, we eat correctly. Tuesday, we eat correctly. Wednesday, we eat correctly. Wednesday night, there starts to be a wobble. Thursday, lunchtime, and the wheels are off. Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, same cycle, back into Monday. You've effectively only done 3.5 or 4 days out of the whole of 7. So, if you had to eat correctly for 5.5 days out of 7, in theory, you'd only have a day and a half a week, which is 6 days a month, okay, which gets you to the 80% principle of eating correctly for 80% of the time. Of course, for the day and a half, if you're going to go camp outside a fast food joint and eat as much crap as you can, in a day and a half, you're not going to get the result that you want. Okay, but everything has to be within reason. Some people more than others. If you have 15, 20 kilos to lose, of course, you need to be tighter, you need to be stronger. But for instance, a nice example would be someone like we interviewed this morning, Ryan LaRue, lost 27 kilos. He is probably going to lose probably about another 10 to go. But he had to make a lifestyle choice. He goes, okay, listen now, I need to lose 40 kilos total, or 35 kilos. Okay? How am I going to do that? I'm going to work hard. I'm going to trust the system. and I'm going to do what Johno tells me to do. And he's done it. And that's what you get. You get a great result, along with thousands of other people. I have conversations daily with people on the one-on-one program saying, yes, but, It's like, no, but. This is the system, how it works. Okay? If you cook a lasagna, you follow the ingredients. If you want to cook a meat lasagna, you don't put tuna in a meat lasagna. Okay? If you go to an architect, this is my favorite thing to say the whole time. If you build a house, okay, why would you go? Let's put it this way. If you build a house, okay, you got a nice plot, okay, no house, you go to an architect and say, design me a house. Would you take those plans and then just shove in your own plans into those plans and make it work like that? No. You trust the plan. You trust the foundation. The architect builds up the foundation. You build the foundation. Then you start building the walls. You build the framework. You build the roof. And you just keep on growing and growing and growing from that. At the end of the day, you have a finished product. Exactly the same principle. So I don't understand why people don't want to trust the system, because we always know better. Especially in the fitness space. The fitness space is the toughest one, where everyone is an expert. There's every single boutique fitness out there. There's this fit, there's that fit, sweat with this, run with this, jump with this, do whatever you want with this, workouts, thousands of different gyms. But who's sticking to a principle? Who has a system? Okay? That's what we're providing with, is a proper system. We've taken all that years of experience, we've jammed it together, made it simple, effective, in order for you to get what? A result. Because if you don't get a result, you're just going to jump to the next thing. Okay? We as humans always want more. I haven't heard from someone, I need more, I need more, I need more. Stick to your principles. If you're on the one-on-one program, do your training sessions. Report your food in, take pictures of your food, send it to your coach. If your coach doesn't get back to you within a couple of minutes or an hour or so, they will get back to you. But you need to take responsibility for setting an example for yourself and sending it straight through. They will get back to you. But subconsciously, rely on yourself instead of relying on them. Okay. And we build through those processes, Really, really interesting. Sunette Pincel, the one-on-one program is awesome. I'm getting results. It's super important to trust the system and also your coach. 100%, Sunette. People don't like to trust. And that's the biggest issue. If someone is on our program and they leave, because there are people that leave because they don't trust. Okay. And then it's like, this is wrong, that's wrong. It's like, no, it's not wrong. It's right. You just need to trust and you need to do. And if you don't do and you do not trust, you do not get a result. Okay. It's our job to try and change your behavior, but you need to allow your behaviors to be changed first and foremost. People who put up a block wall are going to run into a wall their whole life. Okay. You have to take that wall down, allow us to build it for you, and trust in that system. That is really, really important for me. And if we have trust, we have growth. And that's where we go. Who is starting with us here? Tessa Drysdale is starting. Can't wait to start the program in a few weeks' time. We can't wait to have you. I get excited when we have a lot of people that are excited to start up. We have a lot of people who save up to do it. We have a lot of people who have different functionalities and different issues. And that's what it's about. If anyone's got any other questions for me, send it across. Terry Valid Sundrum. Why do you advise only 2 cups of coffee a day? If I drink it black and no sugar, is it really that bad? Terry, can I tell you why? I'm actually so strict. I advise no coffee at all. Coffee suppresses your appetite, okay? And it's something, and more than that, it's something that you always hold on to. If you go in a workspace and you work in a big corporate world, what do people get up and do? They'll either get up and go and have a cigarette outside, or they get up and go and have a cup of coffee. Why can't you have a cup of water? Why can't you take the cleaner option? It's just a decision that you make. We don't want to put you in a situation where you're having too much coffee because it leads to different things. A lot of people, it's like coffee is a trigger for not eating. It's a substitute for not eating. Sometimes it's just too much sugar in. We'd be graceful to allow you two sugars, but for me, it's just Make the better option. Don't make our bodies were designed clean. All right? Give it a clean option. That's why I was very strict back in the day when I was doing coaching on my own. I said, no coffee, no ways. Okay? But we're allowing you to do it now just to be a bit more sustainable. But for me, it's more the subconscious thing. I just don't want you to keep on searching for something. I have to have something. Have the clean option. Drink more water, get more hydrated, get more nutrients flowing through your body. I hope that answers your question. Michael Hardwick, there's a lot of we got about 20 coaches at the moment. I don't know the exact number of clients that we're working with, but I'll find out for you. But we have many people all over the world trusting the system and growing. Thousands and thousands of centimeters, thousands of kilograms. This year, I reckon there must be over 3 tons of 3 tons of weight lost this year already. That's how big it is. It's like people are just dropping and just losing body fat, and that's amazing. So I hope that answers your question for you. Tanya Kowalski, it's been so terrifying to trust on the one-on-one. As a long-distance runner, it's difficult to do less, and I believe it will work. It's taken me a few weeks, but I'm finally there. Thanks, Coach Kim. Amazing, and you're lucky to have Coach Kim. Tanya, I have coached many people who come from a long-distance running background, whereby they would go, okay, I've got to do comrades, but I've got to do this and this, and I want to run a better time. I was like, okay, cool, but you've got to trust my system. My principles of running comrades isn't to go out there and hit the road. It's so controversial. I want to do 30% less road work than everyone else does. And I factor in the strength through clever strength training and clever systems like this. And I've improved times by an hour and 20 on comrades, etc. for long distance. You have to have a cross-training aspect to strengthen up your major muscle groups, to take the pressure off your joints. If you think about it as a long-distance runner, it's just in your head subconsciously that if you are not running far, you're not doing work. And that's wrong. You know, just think about it the whole day. It's just like if you do bench press all day long, you're just going to get a bigger chest, okay? And it's going to become easy for you. It's going to be easy. You've got to stimulate your muscle groups in a different way, okay? But I totally understand that trust issue, especially coming from a running background. But just trust the system, and you'll get there, and you'll get the results, and then you'll turn around and go, oh, I see what you're talking about. But we mustn't be scared to challenge systems too, and that's what we're here for, to change your behaviors. Snef and I've actually completely stopped drinking coffee since I've been on the one-on-one. I used to drink at least 5 cups a day. I simply don't crave it anymore. And Snef, you must feel, how much better do you feel? You must feel cleaner. You must feel amazing. That's amazing behavior change right there. Well done. Nicola Dancer-Schroeder, totally agree with you. Tanya, good. I've stopped drinking coffee during the week and allow myself on Saturday, Sunday to definitely feel better. Amazing. Cool. Nicola Dancer-Schroeder. I'm also a long distance runner and not doing a lot at the moment, but when I'm on the road, I can feel faster and better. 100%. Guys, can you imagine doing a run, doing comrades 1 year, and then go through a system and you do it again and you do it an hour quicker? I had someone who started with us. He lost 24 kilos, had never run before, and ran comrades in a year. In a year! Are you telling me the system doesn't work? Of course it does work. You just got to trust it. Okay. Terry's down 2 from about 10. Slowly getting there. I want you to focus on your body shape change. We don't focus on weight, guys. Body fat reduction. I would love to see what your program does for my next comrade. Tanya, me too, man. That's super exciting. Hey, next year, think of all the work, but you got to be consistent and you got to stick with us then. Long term, stick with us, be consistent, keep on building, because trust me, you will see the results. Alfred Harris, if you don't follow a specific eating plan, will this impact on your workouts? Yes, of course. You have to have a structure with regards to nutrition. You can't eat anything you want to and then train and then expect a result. But I think what we do is we don't like to give you a specific eating plan. We like to give you specific eating guidelines. And that's what I want to give you. We're going to give you recipes and stuff going forward. But we teach you to eat in a simplistic way, which you can actually go to a restaurant when restaurants open again. and you could order food and do it comfortably without having to worry about it. Okay, guys, sustainable eating. That is the most important thing. What are you going to be doing in 2, 3, 4 years' time, which is going to maintain for you? But it's very important if you want a result to get your training and your nutrition right and balanced at the same time. I hope that answers your question, Alfred. Sharon Austin, on your one-on-one program, are coaches assigned to the client based on their goals, or do the client have the choices of which coach they'd like to work with? Sharon, we like to assign, sorry guys, we like to assign a coach to an individual according to how they're going to get on with them in a one-to-one basis. If there's going to be a personality clash, we tend to change coaches around, but we pick the coach where you think you as an individual and your personality and your background, etc., will suit best to according to that coach. Sometimes it's not right. Sometimes we have clients come back and they say, I'm just not feeling the connection. And if you don't feel the connection, you move to the next coach, bam, on your way. But you have to feel connected to that coach. So we put up our one-on-one clients together based on connection. I hope that makes sense to you. Tracy Lots. Tracy Lots, how often should you be doing cross-training if you want to focus on running? Lockdown has made me so lazy to run. I try to do 4 Jeff sessions together and I run once a week. My running times have increased so much. I'm running times I've never run before. I need to run more, but I don't want to miss out on my strength training. Tracy, I think 3 to 4 times is perfect. If you're struggling to get outside and you are a member of ours, go and do the guided runs, and they will guide you through the sessions. I totally understand what it's like. 3 to 4 sessions a week, get outside, run twice a week, 3 times a week, perfect. But if you're struggling to get outside, we've got 20, 30, and 45-minute guided runs. Download it and go for it. Listen to my voice, listen to the music, and we'll guide you through it. 50% of max, 60% of max, 70% of max. But the strength in the cross-training is going to just increase that ability, and you can see that by only running once a week now, how much faster you're running, which is amazing feedback to get. Alfred Harris, I mainly eat protein. What is your opinion? My opinion is that you have to have a balance between protein, fats, carbs, having everything and veg, having it at the right times, and also, Alfred, your portion control. So I can't say because I haven't seen what your body looks like, but what I suggest is, Alfred, if you're struggling with your eating, go and sign up for the one-on-one program. Get it right. Get the balance between your training and nutrition right. Get your foundation laid. And then you won't have these questions. But if you're overeating in protein, there's going to be a deficit. It sounds like there's something wrong there. Let's fix it for you. Go to the one-on-one program. Jeff.fitness, sign up. Let's get it right for you. Lots of questions coming on now. Awesome. Thank you. No worries, Sharon. Good. Yeah, so I hope that answers a lot of your questions. If you don't follow, I'll probably answer that for you. I think, it's as you can tell, it's sort of like the common themes coming up that comes up with regards to people not sticking to a system, not really knowing what to do. But you've got to do something about it. Sharon Austin, if we can't make the 18th July run in the morning, are we able to access it and complete in the afternoon? Yes, you will be. It will be on the platform and you will be able to do it. So yeah, we'd love you to join us afterwards and run your 67 minutes. You can listen to, just go into the feed and you could have a look at the feed and you could go through the guide later in the afternoon. It'll be absolutely insane to have you join us. We've got that 18th is going to be a nice challenge for people to go out and run 67 minutes. A lot of people just run 30, 40, whatever, but get out there and test yourself. Stress level about 67 minutes, make it happen. It's going to be a really, really enjoyable situation. Yeah. Nicole, okay, here we go. Nicole, I'm a runner. How many times a week should you suggest I run, and how many strength sessions a week should I do? I'm on the one-on-one running program, but I'm struggling to fit in my strength training because it's not built into the program other than prehab. Nicole, if you're on the one-on-one program, I would trust the one-on-one program because those prehab exercises are your strengthening exercises for the running-based program. Okay. If you would like to switch out and go back into more cross-training, you can do that too, depending on where you want to be. But I would, there again is another trust issue for me. If you're on the one-on-one running program, stick to the one-on-one running program, and build trust and trust that system. It's really important. People are getting incredible results. We had one person 1 month in ran the PB, Lauren Turnbull, just the other day, said to me, John, I've been running for the last 6 years, and I changed my training in 1 month, and I've run a huge PB. It's like, yeah, you've got to have that structure, and that's what that running program is there for. So, Nicole, that would be my answer for you, is stick to it. It's like monkey see, monkey do. Follow the program. Trust that program. If the running program is not working for you and you want to move into a more cross-training based program, you can facilitate that for you, which incorporates more get-together sessions too. Okay. Good stuff, Nicole. I love it. I'll stick to it. Boom. Trust the system. That's the most important thing. So yeah, so those are always cases. We always give ourselves options, and it just is what it is. If you trust the system, that's what it comes down to. We get incredible results, people, and that's the most important thing. Which is why we have our different membership options. We don't know what's going to happen with the gyms. We want the gyms to open so people can go and facilitate gyms. We encourage it, but we want to be that foundation and that rock that gets you through and guides you through. And that's the most important thing for me. If people are getting results, people are influencing other people to change, and then we're creating a good stimulus, and people are just going and going and going. But you've got to commit to something. So commit to us, commit to our community, and get frequency into your training. Frequency is the key, and if we get the key right, that is going to be the big brainstorm of how everything just snowballs from there. Okay, so TJ Malheba. Remember, how you eat and genetics affected your entire system from endocrine to bone health, for example. Getting the specifics on blood works and the professional medical advice, etc., as a starting point would be advisable. TJ, yes and no. I tend to disagree with you there. Blood's very controversial. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. But I've found that people who don't go down that route, if they just get as close to a clean foundation as they can, and just build your house on rocks from a nutritional point of view, you get incredible results. But if you want to go for blood and do that and see what works from an endocrine point of view, happy days, go and do it. But it depends on the individual if they want to go like that. But I would suggest that just get your foundation laid, get frequency in your nutrition, 5.5 days out of 7, stick to a training platform, and you get a result, guaranteed, for me. And that's what's worked for me for years and years and years. Pam and skippers, during the guided runs, is it important to keep your heart rate limited to 50-60%? But I feel good. I need a walk to get it down, or jog slowly in and high. Pam, I think you must fill that out. I think when I say to you 50-60% of max, keep it to 60% of max. If you need to get it lower, walk it out. So you need to recover, go for it. If you can recover in a slow jog, recover in a slow jog. But I want you to almost like challenge yourself a little bit more and just feel like you're getting out of your comfort zone the whole time, if that makes sense. Lindiwe, but I had an injury in the past 6 months. How do I increase intensity without aggravating an old ankle injury? Well, Lindiwe, what the process with this, with my with a physio hat on, which I'm not, and a bi hat on, they would say, when was the injury? Did you rehabilitate that injury? And have you gone through a rehabilitation process with that injury? And if you have, you'll have a return to action depending on what you want to do. So basically, if you want to go back into cross training, you can do that. Just be careful of jumping around. Don't do anything as pain afflicted. If you want to get out on the road and run, I would do a return to run protocol. So that would be run for a minute, walk for a minute, run for a minute, walk for a minute. The first time for 20 minutes, then add 5 minutes on top of that every single time. So you don't get a heavy load on top of it, and you're going to get yourself set up for failure. Stagger it slowly, build up, build up, build up, and take it from there, if that makes sense. Nicole Chamberlain, what's 5.5 days out of 7 all about? I did explain that earlier. 5.5 days is sticking to a principle of nutrition for 5.5 days out of 7 of the week. we as traditionally people just go Monday to Thursday, which means you're eating badly for 3 days of the week, times that by 4, it's more than half the month. If you're doing 5.5 days of clean eating, which is in theory Monday morning to after Saturday lunch, you can loosen up for a day and a half, as long as you just don't go camp outside somewhere like McDonald's, okay, and you eat their meals for a day and a half, and you'll have a day and a half every single week, times it by 4. It's only 6 days of the month, which takes you to like basically an 82%, 18% principle of eating correctly more than you are doing harm to your system. Tanya Meth, you little legend. I'm not a runner, Johno, at all. I tried a 20-minute guided run last week, did the full 20 minutes, but had to walk during the recovery and jog the intervals. Perfect. How often should I do this to build up my running fitness together with my 5 or 6 hit sessions? I would just try twice a week, man. Maybe incorporate it before or after a session, but just give it a bash. Do 20, do 30 minutes and challenge yourself. It'll come. If you need to walk for the recoveries, you walk for the recoveries. That's how it is. As long as you feel like you're challenging yourself subconsciously the whole time, that's what they're there for. But it's amazing that you're doing it now, which is absolutely incredible. And that's exactly what the guided runs are there for. Superb. I have got 5 more minutes left with you guys before I have to run on. Just want to make sure I am answering everything here. 5 more minutes. Any more questions that I can answer for you guys? Basically, I just want to talk through our membership one more time. If we can bring up the slide, I'm not too sure if we can, but it would be great if we can. Our membership obviously comes into play with regards to our 200 Rand membership and our one-on-one program, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We've got our Jeff Hit high-intensity workouts that you do, your Jeff Run, your Jeff Flow, your Jeff Cook, and Jeff Ed. Now, all of these parameters from Jeff Hit, Jeff Run, Jeff Flow, Jeff Cook, and Jeff Ed are all there to give you guys a system to work through. It's not just something to do anything. It's a system that we do. Jeff Hit, challenge your body in a high-intensity cross-training environment. Jeff Run, stimulate you outdoors. If you don't, you can do the Jeff Runs on cardio equipment such as bikes, row machines, ellipticals, etc., all that sort of stuff. Jeff Flow is there for movement, mobility, and recovery because your bodies get tired and you need to get those principles right. Jeff Cook, we educate you on how to cook interesting, clean, nutritional food in a connected environment. And Jeff Ed sessions like this where you can have Q&As. We'll do stuff with shoes. We'll talk about injuries, all these sort of stuff that we can help educate you how to be better to get your frequency up. And that's the most important thing. Our one-on-one program is world-class, second to none. Training, nutrition, coach-led. It is dynamic. It is just there to change your behaviors and get you over the top. It trains the client to become in control, and that's the most important thing. We'll show you the way, but you got to get on board and come with us. The golden gates will open, but you got to walk through, and that is an important factor for us. So for me, for 200 Rand, it's an absolute no-brainer. People are paying up to 1,000 Rand a month for a gym membership that they can't even access anymore. You know what I mean? Convenience, in your room, roll out of bed. This morning, 380 people joined us in the last minutes before the workout started, which means they rolled out of bed and started exercising. That's what happened, okay? Because it's convenience, okay? Our Jeff Together group is 46,000 people at the moment. Why? Why? Because people feel connected in the community. And why is it growing so quickly? Because people are, number 3, getting results. And that is the most important thing. In a fitness business and industry, if people get results, the business grows because people talk. You see your friends, they go, wow, look at you, what you're wearing. You look amazing. What are you doing? Well, there's this thing with these crazy guys on TV just doing Jeff Together, and that's what it's about. But in a simplistic, sustainable way, without getting too scientific about it, just thinking about it and getting core principles right. What we're going to do next week, we're going to educate you on your sleep with our incredible coach Kim. Why are you not sleeping? Are you sleeping too much? Are you sleeping too little? How do you get processes in place to keep your structure of your sleeping in place? This is fundamentals that we need to know. Are you stressed? Is that why you're not sleeping? Will this improve your performance? Will this improve your results? And these are all the things that we need to know. So really, really super interesting stuff. Sharon Lopez, I'm why I'm gaining weight but see results. Sharon, I'm not too sure because I can't look at your body and I haven't seen it. But if your body fat's reducing, be happy. Weight sometimes goes up because your lean muscle capacity as you as an individual may be coming up, but we don't obsess about weight. We don't care about weight. If you can fit into your jeans better, you feel better, subconsciously you feel better, you look better, happy days. Who cares about weight? Take the scale, throw it out. That is my topic. So bodies are changing right in front of us, guys. You can see it. Guys, Henry from Skulkbeck, the guided runs are amazing. Thank you so much. Terry Sundstrom, if you're a member, it should come out. The guided runs will come to you in the form of a newsletter every single Friday. Okay. Okay. So, guys, really, really informative topics. Look forward to imparting more knowledge. We're going to have a lot of Jeff Ed next week. More lunch options with Coach Adrian, which is really, really superb and effective. We're going to have Coach Kim talking about sleep, stress, how to manage that, what the protocols we have to put in place for that, and then just shoot other information that you have across to us, and we'll take it from there. I'd love to answer your questions and help you and give us feedback or how we can help you be a better human being. As Jeff is the new Jim. That's it. Have a good afternoon, everyone. All the best. And then remember, we have got Jeff Flow at 5:30 with Kathleen today. Tomorrow morning is going to be a hell of a big day. 6, 7, and 8 is going to be an awesome start. If you haven't joined us before, join us and see you guys later. Have an awesome day. Cheerio.